All right. So it's we've painted the picture of February 2020.
Yes.
All right. So now, March comes around and, don't talk us through the whole, blow every day of COVID,
Yep.
but like what, your studio has survived, your business has
Yes.
survived. I'm sure you made some mistakes. I'm sure you've had some wins,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you saw other people making mistakes as well. So
There
what have you learned?
So when the ship hit the iceberg,
Oh, wow. I was like, did she need to say shit? I'm weird.
it wasn't asleep this time. Ship.
Shit.
I could see it coming. So I think the week prior to Australia going into lockdown, it was that first time in March. It was the whole of Australia, the whole world really. I could see that there was something really significant coming. So the week prior to the studio doors closing, I got the team together and I said, okay, this is what I can foresee happening, that we are going to have time closed. So are you all interested in filming some content, recorded mat Pilates sessions to keep our clients and our community engaged during this time? So...
And you gave it away for free, right?
No, I did not. I did not. So I paid my instructors for their classes. We set up the studio.
So you recorded at RISE?
At RISE. Yep. So this is when we were still allowed in the studio.
Oh, you're a smart cookie, aren't you?
Yeah, so there were different times, and I'm sure this happens all around the world, where there's different rules of what's allowed and what's not during how bad the COVID outbreaks are. So at this point, we were allowed in the studio. So studio looks like the ship's about to hit the iceberg, and I go, okay, we need to do something. So got the staff together. They all said, yep, absolutely, count me in. I'm in for whatever you're gonna throw us into. My brother's a videographer, so I already had the connection, which was very lucky. Otherwise, I probably would have got someone in regardless. And we set up the RISE reception as a little studio backdrop and started filming 25-minute mat classes to be put onto an online, anytime accessible library. So this was before COVID even hit. We started recording these. So by the time COVID had shut our doors, the first week in, that was ready to go. So we had that going out. We charged. It did have to be in line with what was already out there in the on-demand library world. And so there was a few, but my reasoning for doing our own was so that our clients could still have connection to their instructor. That was the most important, that we're still moving with you and you can do it whenever. Because going into lockdown means working from home, you've got homeschooling, you've got all the different things happening around your house, cats, dogs. It can get overwhelming to go, okay, I don't even know when to. So my philosophy was, you've got any time to do that then. You don't need to be locked in. So that's the first probably 2 weeks going into the first week of lockdown. And then I realised, no, actually there are people out there who still need to stick to a timetable. That I think there's two different types of clients. That there's some that do like to do it in their own time whenever they get a chance. They'll book last minute. They're the last minute people that run up the stairs going, oh, I just booked into your class. I'm so glad I got to make it. And then there's others that they do their 6 a.m. class every day of the week, and that's their time, and they need someone there. They need that locked in. Otherwise, they don't have that motivation. So that's where we trialed Zoom classes live. So we went, okay, we've got the online website on demand set up, ready to roll. It's already going out. It's already accessed. Let's go to Zoom. So same thing, said to my team, who's in? And I still to this day am blown away that they were all in. Every single one of them was in, and they did everything that I put out there. I'm still blown away. I'm lost for words. And yeah, I threw them in the deep end, and I said, we're doing Zoom. I set it up. I put the thing there. I got the light, got the thing, I turned it on, logged it on. And you can imagine back then, Pilates instructors are just Pilates instructors. We don't have tech backgrounds. We're not like computer whizzes.
There's giggling coming from tech side of stage people.
So I found myself.
Well, Josh, our tech guy, this is news to him, so maybe you could explain it to him after we finish recording
after 18
today.
months of like watching us all in here. Yeah.
He's only been working with the Breathe team, and we're all freaking awesome at tech. So
it's definitely a skill in itself.
Everyone rasping really sarcastic there. Bless us trainers. We try. We're really good at teaching Pilates.
Well, that's the thing. That's what you're good at.
Yeah.
That's what you've spent like your thousands of hours doing. We haven't spent thousands of hours learning how to operate computers and tech and Zoom and send links and, so I found myself once again in the position of learning how to do the tech for the staff so that we could put the classes out, realizing I can't teach 5 Zoom classes a day myself either. So I from the studio learnings, I knew this going into it. So I had the team ready and willing to jump on board, but I found myself doing the tech side, going, okay, I need to learn how to do Zoom. I need to learn how to make sure that the lights, that the camera's in focus, that they've got the setup going. So for the first 3 months, I think I was at the studio from like 6 a.m, 5:45. Some days I'd have like a little break, go home, and then come back for the 6 o'clock class in the afternoon and still be there at 7. And I remember just going, whoa, like what, like this is more than I ever did.
So these are for the live
ones. So
and why more?
So more for the engagement of the keeping your clients accountable to the time in the live setup.
Oh, but I mean, why did you have to do more work? Because the others couldn't come in.
Why did I have to do more work? Okay, so learning how to do tech, I was at the bottom of the food chain. Like I've learned a lot. And in that time frame too, a lot of new systems have also become available. So there wasn't an integration from MindBody to Zoom. So I was manually sending all the links every single time we had a class and adding people as they added themselves last minute to the class.
Okay,
so there was
we went through that phase as well.
So it was a phase, and I think it was just waiting for the tech to actually come on board. So
catch up with the world.
Yeah, so by the time we went into Melbourne's second lockdown, that had been rectified.
Right.
MindBody were pretty, like they jumped on it, and there were integration programs that kind of put it all together.
Right.
I actually think it's called Loyal Snap, not MindBody. So I think there's a partner program to MindBody called Loyal Snap, and they set up the Zoom links to the MindBody.
Right.
Put it all together. Anyway, there's learning in there. So I was back learning and having to work out how to get it all. And yeah, so going back to the very first Zoom class, that was our trial, and I did put that on the schedule for free just to get a feel for engagement. And we were still doing the camera setup, the lighting, just learning how to do it ourselves. And it was nerve-wracking to then be in front of a camera because, again, as a Pilates instructor, you're not used to being in front of a camera. You're not used to getting up and having to speak to people, and sometimes it being recorded and not knowing who else is watching you from their homes, not just the person doing the class, but there's
doing
people
a lot
cooking in the background and they're hearing you speak and teach as well. So
your mum messaged me and said that she loves hearing me in the background
Oh my mom,
on Sundays during the reformer class.
I come out because I do Chloe's class every Sunday morning with her, and Mum's often in the kitchen while I'm doing it, and I'll come out and Mum will go, "Oh, that sounded like a great one." I'm like, "It was."
Thanks, Kath. Shout out, Kath. That's awesome.
So it's true. Like there's other people around, and I think once
doing a lot more of it ourselves as well. Did you find that? Because that's the main thing for me that I've noticed doing stuff online. You physically do a lot more of it.
You do.
Yeah, particularly Matt. And I just remember, and this was something that went on with instructors all over the world. Everyone's like, "Oh my God,
I'm so unfit.
We've got to
prep ourselves for this."
Cue, and I'm just like, I need to like start jogging and singing at the same time to get my like
talking and teaching is a skill in itself. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so you pivoted
to online in both contexts pretty quick.
Okay,
and adapted accordingly.
So I know that. Okay, so then you were charging.
Yes. We ended up doing similar to the studio structure where like 10-pack, there was a unlimited direct debit option. There was a single class if you just wanted to drop in.
About unlimited.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
I'm not a fan either.
In Zoom, actually, it's different because you've got no upper limit on how many people you can have in your class.
Oh, no, I thought we were talking about payment here, unlimited as in
unlimited classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like it in a reformer studio because you've only got 13 reformers.
Precisely.
Oh, I get you.
It does.
Okay.
But I've got infinite spots in my Zoom reformer class. So I don't care if you take up as many places as you want. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's right.
Interesting.
100%. Yep. So we ended up doing unlimited and membership option drop in, and also packs if you're purchasing more than one for however various 5,
like
10.
a 5-pack, 10-pack.
Yeah.
And the clients were happy to pay that.
Yes. Yeah. And I think they also wanted to. Like you're not in business. They come to you every week doing your reformer classes. You're still the same teacher teaching the same skills. Therefore, why wouldn't you charge? Because you're still offering your service.
Can I just take a moment here, and I think maybe we'll just have a minute's silence or something. But holy shit, this is something that I feel so strongly about. The Pilates instructors of the world, and this doesn't apply to absolutely everyone, obviously doesn't apply to you, Laura Saggers, but so many instructors I see saying, we're in lockdown, my clients aren't working, so I'm going to offer classes for free. No, they've got it exactly fucking backwards. Your clients are affluent knowledge workers who are able to do their work from home. They're just now saving all the cost of commuting and eating fucking lunch at expensive restaurants in the city. So they're actually better off financially, a lot of them. Guess who's out of work? The fucking Pilates instructors. That's who, right? So it's the people who can't afford it subsidising the people who can afford it.
Precisely.
It's exactly fucking backwards.
Yep.
Oh my God, don't get me started. You already did.
That was a huge epiphany in those first 2-3 weeks for me, because we didn't know if there was going to be any government financial support in any context whatsoever. So my automatic response was, how can we still run a business and pay the instructors, because you're still offering the same service.
So what I want to kind of touch on here though is that there were competitors though.
Yeah, that there were so many out there
that went and slashed their prices
or made it free.
Doing it for free. And I think that made it very challenging, because there was so much out there being offered for free that it made it hard, or not hard, but it was a contrast then charging.
Yeah, so when you're doing it for free, and I know people did it for free with the best of intentions, and their heart was coming from a good place, but It's like they're trying to be kind to people, but they're actually being kind to people who actually got much more money than they do. Yep. And it's they're harming their fellow instructors and studio owners because if you're giving it away for free,
yep.
It's like, well, how's Laura supposed to charge, full price for it next door?
And I don't expect my instructors to come and teach for free. So why would I then expect... Yeah, why would I then not charge the clients? Because I'm paying the instructor because I see their value. So
yeah, and so that kindness that people were trying to do to their clients, I will do it for free. It's actually doing damage to the industry and doing not just the industry, because the industry is like an abstract concept. It's doing damage to actual humans who are Pilates instructors and studio owners who are trying to make a living, and you're now competing with them by doing it for free.